All right, y'all, today we got new evidence proves David might actually get away with Celeste M. Man, this is a crazy new update on the whole David situation. I ain't gonna lie, we've been seeing stuff saying that the police were kind of holding out on this whole thing to collect as much evidence as possible. But if they're really kind of taking the approach that this man might get away with this, bro, I ain't gonna lie, there might be some riots in the streets because
there's no getting away. Like, he'll get away for maybe murder, but when it comes to everything else,
yeah, like bro is disgusting at this point. So it's just like, I don't know, man. Let's get right into the video. Make sure you guys tap into my second channel, Berto, and make sure y'all tap into my brother's channel, Bad Boy Feek. Make sure you easy to find. You already know what it is, man. This is my dog. So if you where you at, family? If you rock with us, you rocking with my dog. Let's get right into it, man. Let's do it.
Where you at, Berto?
I'm starting to believe that David is gonna get away with this murder if he did it. Legal disclaimer, okay? And I'm talking civilly and criminally. In terms of civil liabilities, we just learned that David is transferring all his properties into his mother's name. He just transferred 2 Texas homes into his mother's name. The only reason why somebody would do that is if they believe that they may be civilly liable at some point and they want to get ahead of it. So if the police keep dragging their feet, let's say this takes a couple of months, well, David would successfully be able to transfer any asset he has, any current or future assets, into his mother's name, set up the system where them assets is probably in a trust and the trust belongs to the mom. I'll be real, civilly, even if they wanted to get something out of David, by the time the police get done their investigation, bro, all his assets would probably be in a trust under his mom's name, everything gone. Even if you win a judgment or a default judgment or something against him, you probably would never be able to claim that money or those damages.
Okay, he's weird, but that's smart though. I mean, he got the best lawyers on earth working with him, I'm sure. So they probably advising his ass.
They said get rid of everything.
Facts.
In terms of criminal charges, if he did this, he may have done a good enough job to where his track is just too clean. There's gonna be one of those things where the police believe he did it, but they can't find nothing to charge him. That's because the timeline that we thought this murder was committed in may be completely off by a mile. Celeste's body was discovered September 8th. The logical assumption is she's probably been dead for a couple of days, maybe a week or two. Police came out and said they believe that she's been dead for an extensive amount of time, more than a couple of weeks. So people thought, okay, maybe she's been dead for like 2 or 3 weeks. Come to find out, no, that's not the case. If she's been dead for a couple of weeks, there's only so much somebody.
Was this a W content farm for David, or y'all think he did it? No, I think he did it.
There's a girl dead. There's no content farm.
Yeah, like, bro, there's no content farm. I feel like this nigga did it. And there's just been crazy updates almost every other week on the situation. And now they're talking about he might get away with this shit.
What could really do to kind of hide their tracks, right? Again, they could do a lot, but there's only so much you could do in 2 or 3 weeks to hide your tracks and make sure that like all traces of you doing this is gone and disappear forever. But come to find out, that timeline that we thought happened may have been wrong by a lot. I'm talking about it may have been wrong for about 9 months.
Yo, my bad real quick, but I gotta put y'all on, man. I know y'all like money. Dude, I like money. Money's nice. And I'm about to give y'all the easiest hustle to make some side cheese while you doom scrolling watching Berto videos, I'm not gonna lie. I know a lot of y'all be playing games on your phones for free. Now I'm about to show you how to get paid off it. Hit the link in my description or scan this QR code on the screen, and in only about 30 seconds, you're gonna be able to sign up for freecash.com. It's super simple, just like any website with a quick email and a password, you're in. It's gonna be a wall of games just waiting for you to get to that cheese. There's so many valid options, so just actually pick a game that you would like to play on your free time. You speed run the levels, and I'm talking about actual money that you can spend IRL, go straight into your free cash balance. I'm telling you, bro, this method turns your brain dead time where you just chilling playing games on your phone to actually stacking some cheese. Realistically, most people are pulling $10 to $20 in a day just from casual playing. You ain't even got to be going crazy for real. And if you're one of them grinders, you actually like to get to that bag, there are offers where you can make up to $100 to even $500. So it does get pretty insane, I'm telling you. Now, some of the top earners, you don't got to do this, but if you want to, you could actually speed run and spend a couple of dollars for better earning opportunities. But you don't have to spend a penny, bro. You could dead ass get a bankroll just by playing the free games. Stick to the free stuff and you'll still be able to cash out. So next time you're taking a break from my videos and you just chilling and you playing games on your phone, you might as well make something out of it. You guys know I've always said, man, if you're gonna play video games, you might as well make some money, man. And they made the cash out process so easy. They have PayPal, gift cards, whatever works for you, they got it. So hit the link or scan the code and sign up for free today, gang. Because when you use my link, they're already gonna start you off with a $5 bonus. Where you at, family? You already know I got you, bro. Let's get back to the video. But go get your money, dog. Yeah, I mean, that makes a difference, though. If she, bro, if the family's pretty much been allowing her to just be missing, right? Yeah.
Or I mean, I get there's not really much you can do.
So, but listen,
Hmm.
the family has pretty much accepted that their fucking 13-year-old girl, they're okay
gonna
with
keep running off.
like, so they're okay with the idea of her just being gone. Who's to say that she wasn't dead that whole time?
But for the body, like, but I guess they thought she was chopped up. How
The
bad
only
she was decomposed.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And the only people that are supposed to be missing her don't give a fuck.
Yeah. The thing is, it's like 9 months though. I feel like that's kind of a crazy number to have a body in a car. I don't know.
I mean, bro, in another video I watched, they were saying it wasn't even really giving off a smell like that. It was more just the fact that it was just kind of like, what's this car doing here? And then
that's why they picked up the car.
Exactly.
Yeah. But when they got inside the thing, they said it had like a crazy smell.
I know, and maybe the movement or whatever, I don't know.
Shook something up.
Shook something up.
It might have been because for bro to put the car on the truck, he would have had to do that.
And he probably the first one to be like, "Oh, what the fuck?"
Yeah, or he didn't smell it at all. Or he smelt it, he put the car on because like, I'm gonna get my monies. I'm not gonna call the police for that, to have them take my shit. And then he took it to the spot and told the people, and then a week later they actually did something about it.
Oh shit, bro.
If David did that shit, he's an idiot
that
though.
Was hired by the homeowner, in which like Celeste's body was discovered. Well, like because the Tesla was parked in front of a home, David lived there. The homeowner that David rented from, apparently he hired a private investigator. That private investigator, he laid out a theory, and he believes that Celeste has been dead possibly since January.
Have come to me, and I've learned a lot. Listen, a lot of it's circumstantial, right? But there are people that are directly in his orbit, and there are people that have photos and videos, and we've gotten a lot of photos and videos from inside the home itself. So we can put people at certain dates and times at the house, and there's a lot of them. It's in the thousands.
Do you know if Celeste was ever at that property?
So, what we recovered, we don't have any of her at that property. We have pictures of her and that were taken by David, we assume, because it's not on a camera phone, but these photos are on a regular camera at different locations. And it really makes me think that it's likely she had another place she was staying. I can tell you that there was a lot of time spent towards downtown LA. And I'll say the last photo that we have of Celeste is January 2nd, 2025.
Okay, now that's significant because we were wondering when, she was last seen alive. There was that surveillance footage of her seemingly running away from her neighborhood.
And that was September of 24, I believe. So we didn't have anything. We were like, where was this girl in 2025? But we do have a photo of her on July 2nd, early in the morning, July 2nd, 2025.
He clarified in the comments section that he actually meant January 2nd, not July. So the last photo of Celeste is from January 2nd, 2025. And that's the last trace of Celeste. Because after January, she's gone. There's zero trace of Celeste anywhere.
Has anyone, and just to be clear, you don't know more information about when she died, right?
No, I don't have any information of how she died, when exactly she died. Investigations are always moving, and right now I tend to believe it happened a while ago, a long time ago, and I think January, February, things change. I mean, you can see it in the photos and everything.
Appreciate the follow.
When I first started looking at this case, I'm very much an Occam's razor type of person where I think things are a lot easier than people try to make them sometimes, especially online, into these big things. And I thought this was going to be a tragic overdose, which it very well still could be. And they made a bad decision because they didn't want to expose a potential relationship and put her in this Tesla, and then maybe he thought he could get somebody to get rid of that car, and they were just like, no, I'm not doing it, and just got left there. But I will say this, there are some things that, and I'm talking physical evidence that was at that house that is, there could have been greater plans as far as getting rid of her, and it's scary sadistic stuff. And that's why we're trying to learn more about that. I wish I could say more, but for obvious reasons I can't. But it doesn't have to do with how she died, but maybe how they were planning on ultimately getting rid of her, and how maybe that Tesla was just a holding spot at the time, and things just, their timing was just off as far as getting this done. But there's a few things that were just like, will blow your mind.
You give a regular person a month to hide a body, they'll probably do a good enough job to where the police will have a very difficult time figuring out what happened.
Yeah, even if you're on some dumb shit, a whole month
with this murder. You give a regular person 2 months head start to hide a body, they'll probably get away with it. You give a multimillionaire with every resource possible and an entourage of people willing to do whatever for him a year to hide a body and get rid of any trace he may have towards a murder, what you think is going to happen?
That,
So 9 months. You give me 9 months, anybody would be gone. Shit.
and like he said, this nigga
got that
David
money
got
done.
chicken.
Bro, they was sleeping on him. I saw a video of academics going through like his monthly listeners and was like, bro, this man has more monthly listeners or about the same monthly listeners as Gunna and all these niggas. Like, this ain't no little fish.
Yeah, like he's up over 10, 20 M's.
Yeah.
Facts.
He about
Facts.
to spend it all on that damn lawyer too.
This is crazy, bro. This is literally insane. What the fuck's
What's
going on?
currently happening right now if he did do it? The police is lost, bro. They can't figure out what's going on.
I blame the parents for not checking in on her. They should have known she was with him. She was 13. Why the fuck is she with him in the first
A
place?
20-year-old. That's a grown ass man.
He was a grown ass man with like a 13-year-old that's not
13-year-old.
related to him in any way. They knew.
Snatching her up constantly. It happened more than one time.
They knew. And that's why I try to say it's like she was missing for so long and the only people that were supposed to care seemingly didn't.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like because the first time, I'm pretty sure she was found like in his neighborhood or something and brought back to her family.
Yeah,
If
bro.
they knew it was David or young Diddy, you know what I'm saying? Then they should have like figured out where he was and pulled up on that nigga. Every show, pull up on that nigga. Like,
I'm
fuck
saying.
no, where the fuck my daughter at, nigga?
Her parents neglected her, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I think, again, I don't know the full story, but as far as I can tell, with my own eyes, the parents failed her, bro.
Yeah.
They did. They
They
did.
have no traces, bro, at all. They don't even know how she was murdered. That's because Celeste may have been dead since February.
Yeah.
The person who did it may have had a year head start to hide this. And if that person had millions of dollars, yeah, there is no trace because it's all gone. They had
There's a
year
whole
to
body.
strategically plan this out.
There's
And
the
as he
trace.
just said, he found some things in the house that hinted towards what the next plan was. And the next plan was to erase all trace, including the body. Erase every possible trace. They already erased all the other traces because the Tesla is supposed to have video. There's no video from that Tesla. It's all gone.
It's not supposed to have video.
It's all gone.
Mhm.
Now, apparently, though,
It would need to be
There's
recorded,
more
and you would need
evidence
to put a
towards-
USB chip in or USB thing inside of it to actually save the video. Teslas don't record everything. At that point, you know,
Yeah.
I could go to Elon's Tesla and figure out where the aliens at and shit. You know what I'm saying? Find the Epstein files and shit. So, nah, don't really. That's not true.
Yeah.
Celeste may have been dead since February because apparently the vehicle registration for that Tesla, it expired in the beginning of the year. And that Tesla also had a Christmas tree air freshener in the car. Well, listen, man. Strategically, or like common sense will tell you, they probably stopped selling Christmas tree air fresheners back in December. Nobody is keeping a Christmas tree air freshener for 9 months. Like, yo, air fresheners don't even.
I mean, I hear you, but I ain't gonna lie.
Straight off this dome, bro. They all look like a tree, bro. They all look like a tree, brother.
I still got I don't know, last time I changed the air freshener in my whip. So
I'm saying, bro.
I ain't gonna lie. I mean,
Bro said from December. Nigga, do you have the receipt for that bitch? It's shaped like a tree, brother.
Doesn't work that long. So the vehicle
I got one in my car right now on me.
registration being expired in the beginning of the year will tell you that it wasn't being used. And why would somebody just stop using their brand new Tesla?
So let me ask you this. If you see when the car was parked there, have you seen anything to indicate that Celeste's body was transferred into that car after the car was parked there? Or in other words, do you believe that her body was in that car the minute it was parked in the location it was ultimately towed from?
So I'll say I have no evidence of a body being transferred before or after. There's no evidence of that at all. What I will say, when it was moved to that position, it was already like that. So that car had not been used in a very long time. It was super dirty, caked on dirt. I'll tell you, this was in late July. So it's bizarre because we also got media that the car was used a lot. David even spoke about it in Instagram videos. He took it to a detail shop and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, the very beginning of the year, that car, something happens. You know, and that car's doesn't show up anymore. It's not used. It seems to disappear. And then that red Tesla learned, which we didn't know until the search warrant was served, that there's a red Tesla in the garage, which I can tell you was at least on February 1st.
The last time
Nigga just got a new whip. Oh,
Celeste
shit.
was seen was in January. February 1st, David leases a new Tesla, a red one. completely stops driving the black Tesla that he was in love with, doesn't renew the registration for the black Tesla that was due in February. Celeste hadn't been seen since January. The timeline of when Celeste disappears lines up with the timeline of when the black Tesla stopped being used by David. We could all use our brains here, people. To me, that right there is the biggest clue that Celeste has been dead since about January or February. The black Tesla was then driven and parked outside of David's
Lock in,
Hollywood
yo.
Hills. It was there for about a month before Celeste's body was discovered because it was parked there, I think like July, like mid-July. Celeste's body was discovered September 8th. So Celeste seemingly was in that vehicle or in the trunk of that Tesla for about a month and some change before she was discovered. One of the things that really turned my gut, really gave me like a bad feeling inside, was when I found out about the police investigation and what the private investigator discovered when he searched the house. So when the police went there, they searched the vents, they searched for blood, they searched everywhere. They could find no trace that Celeste was killed in that home. The private investigator goes and he searched the home. And what he discovers really made me say, yeah, it's a wrap. They may never find out what happened to this girl.
But now let's get to it, okay? Let's circle back to that Hollywood Hills rental property, how a private investigator, a PI, even got involved in this case. So according to LA Magazine, police had executed a search warrant on that property back on September 17th. So since David had been renting it for reportedly about $20,000 a month, a home that was owned by a man named Alden Trifonich. And officers reportedly collected electronics, computers. They searched the drains for traces of blood or tissue. At least that's the reporting from TMZ. Can't officially confirm that.
During another interview with News Nation, the private investigators hinted and broke down exactly why the police may have not found any type of blood, any tissues, or anything connecting Celeste to that house.
Let me ask you this, and I only have a couple seconds left, but you found some other suspicious things. The landlord, as you know, we obviously know now, allowed you into the house, and you saw some things in there that were very uncomfortable and very suspicious. I know you can't say certain things, but what can you tell us about what you saw inside the house?
Well, and this is the landlord found it also, but there were some things in there that were hard to think about because these would be items that would be used if you wanted to get rid of a body, and there's really no other.
You're about to find black gloves, fucking acid, all type of
purpose
shit
for them at a house like this or anything, and they're expensive items, and so they weren't jokes, and but they weren't used. I'll tell you that they were still in the box. So I don't know how much we'll find out about that in the future because you can't charge somebody for thinking about doing something. But I think
No,
that they had a plan.
But it's important to know, because first thing I said when I learned of that was that, well, that can't be possible because the LAPD raided the place and took everything. But you know for a fact that they photographed those things, and they're huge and heavy and expensive, and so they have ample information and photographic evidence of those things.
They said that we inquired about this, and they said that they photographed it. I don't know why they didn't take it. There's two items. I don't know why they didn't take them, but they said they photographed it.
Like you're Sherlock Holmes, brother. Like, come on, just tell us what it is. Like, what the hell?
Two very expensive things. Now, by things, I don't know if it was a product, a furnace, what. Two very expensive things that are used to get rid of bodies or the traces of a body. And that was probably going to be used to get rid of Celeste's body. But you know, the car got impounded and we know the story from there. But if they had the resources to get those two very expensive things and not even use it, what other things do you think they bought and used?
Facts. Those were the leftover things.
Yeah.
This is the things that were like, we don't even need this no more.
Yeah, and they're probably thinking, oh, these would be used to hide a body, but they're still in the box. Maybe that's why they didn't take it, because it was still in the box. But you know what I did read somewhere?
What?
That David was renting another house.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me. He's fucking rich as shit.
Another house that was nearby that he had pictures. That's where he had that live stream with her, and she was like, "Oh, what about?"
Oh yeah.
It was that spot, and he has
wow.
other pictures in there and everything. So it could have not even been at this house.
What other things do you feel like they purchased, they used within the year that we believe Celeste was dead for? Or for 9 months, I should say. Come on, bro. Come on. If y'all think this is going to be a slam dunk, if y'all think this is going to be one of those things where, like the police gets a case within 2 weeks or no, this is going to be a long investigation. They had a lot of time to conceal everything they did. They had a lot of time to make mistakes, go back and clean up those mistakes, then clean up the mistakes. They had so much time. I can't even begin to put in words what somebody with $1 million and 9 months can do when it comes to concealing the fact that they murdered somebody. At this point in time, the only hope the police got is to pray they made a mistake. It's to pray that, man, that they forgot to go over the 6th walkthrough. They dropped something. Because without them making a mistake, there's no hope for the police, man. And especially, too, when you got millions of dollars, you got an entourage of people willing to kill for you when it comes to that, you don't even got to be involved at all. Oh, my God, man. Now, the private investigator was at least, we have some progress and some good news. He was at least able to ID the driver of the vehicle, the person who parked the Tesla in front of the house.
Bro, this is the private investigator doing all what the fuck are the cops doing?
Not a damn fucking thing. Fucking Sherlock Holmes, this nigga going dummy mode. Bro said, yo, I'm figuring out everything.
Before it was there for a month before it was impounded. The private investigator was able to ID that person. And apparently that person was part of David's entourage because that person was seen on a tour bus before they left.
But talk to me about the date of this video, July 29th, and talk to me about what you saw. What did you see in terms of the identity of the person driving through that open window?
So it's very clearly that Tesla, one, because the Tesla has that tape on the rear spoiler for whatever reason. I don't know why it's there. And also, it was just like it is in that picture. It was that dirty, except you could tell that they had run the windshield wiper like once to clear the dirt away so they could see. And it comes very close to the camera, although there is some motion blur, but you can see the person and you can see what they're wearing something pretty distinctive. And there's photos that I have from 12 hours earlier, a person at the house wearing the same thing.
Oof.
And I know that the viewers right now are screaming at the TV set saying, Ashley, ask him who it was.
I mean, I honestly wish I could tell you. I don't want to, I don't want to interfere with LAPD on that. And I think that's coming because we know a crime was committed 100%. Somebody concealed her body, and hey, maybe the reason I don't want to say the person's name is because maybe this person was just someone that was asked to move the car, and didn't know. I find that very hard to believe, and I doubt that's the case. But just in case, I'd rather LAPD make that announcement.
Well, and it's important for us to tell viewers as well that you turned all this material over to them. You're the one who found it. You're the one who took it to them. You're the one who said, and I connected it to the photos from.
He must have been paid to be silenced.
He already showed us to the police and everything. That wouldn't make any sense.
I think he just, I think he just knows what he's doing, and he's probably like, if I release certain information, it's probably gonna
might start running.
Yeah, or it just might invalidate some shit in the eyes of the law.
Maybe.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not no professional. I don't fucking know.
Just 12 hours earlier, and here's the clothing. It looks like this could be an ID. July 29th, important because that was the last day that David was in Los Angeles, right? But before he went off on his tour. So he was there in Los Angeles on that day that drive happened.
Yeah, I've seen on his public social medias, he had put a video out where it was the first day on their new tour bus because they were going to San Francisco for the first night of the concert series, and they did a video from inside the tour bus. So I believe hours after that car was moved, they actually got on the tour bus and headed to San Fran.
Oh, there goes the alibi. So we know David was in LA when that Tesla got parked, and that Tesla didn't move for a month, but somehow her body was found in that Tesla's trunk. So the body had to have been there before that Tesla was parked. So the alibi of, man, he was on tour. Well, that's gone. That's out the way. So that's the only positive news here. That's the only good news here. Now, we need to have the name of the person who was driving that Tesla.
Y'all are too young to know the O.J. Simpson trial, but it feels very similar. No, this is our version of O.J., bro.
If it don't fit, you must have quit.
Bro.
Y'all got to release it. Y'all have to release it. Right? I don't care if they didn't know. You tell us who told you to park that Tesla there. You tell us why was you parking that Tesla that wasn't registered, even though it didn't belong to you. Who told? Did David tell you? We got to know this information, man. But I'll be real, man. Once I heard that she could have possibly been dead since January or February, first off, what type of parents?
That's what I've been saying. It all comes back to that. Like, it just, your kid missing, like, I don't want to speak out of pocket, but I'm just thinking in the eyes of a caring, loving parent, my child is missing. I'm not fucking sleeping.
Can't sleep.
Until I know.
Turning, calling the police every day. Niggas gonna be tired
every fucking day. Every waking moment I am scorching this earth looking for my child.
Facts.
You got me fucked up.
And bro,
And then
you almost have to super crash out. If you know it was David that got your kid.
That's what I'm saying. It's
super crash out time, bro.
That's what I'm saying. It's like there's enough evidence showing us that
they were together.
They were pretty sure that they knew that this kid was with David.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, I had to pull up at a meet and I just paid for a meet and greet.
Facts.
He about to meet and greet me.
We about to meet and do a whole lot of greeting, nigga.
You know what I'm saying? Where the fuck my kid at, bro?
Would wait 8 or 9 months without seeing their daughter. Now, the private investigator did take to his Twitter to address, I think, a family member claiming that they saw Celeste, like July-ish or something like that. They did further investigation and found out the family member lied or may have been mistaken, which to me is suspicious as well, because why would a family member lie about something like that? So the investigator says, I'm starting to believe that the information I received claiming
because bro, at this point, again, don't want to speak too prematurely, but at this point, they were probably getting paid off. David was paying random kids.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't he pay the family?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He was probably telling her, yeah, I sent your family 20 bands. And
family member messaged with Celeste in July was incorrect. Rather, that's accidental or intentional by the family member. I'm not sure. There's no trace of Celeste after early 2025 that I can find. The parties attended by a family member were in 2024 during the missing but not really missing time. So the family member and tells the guy, hey, I went to a party. I had contact with Celeste at a party in July. Come to find out, the party that they're saying they seen Celeste at or they texted Celeste about was actually in 2024. The party was not in 2025. The Tesla's Texas registration expired in January of 2025. It was ticketed twice in late February in Hollywood, then not again until it was impounded. I can't find any trace of Celeste since very early 2025, although I fully admit that some sharp people on Reddit and YouTube are more dialed into her digital footprint. The Discord server activity and may have a signs of her in 2025 I'm not aware of. At this point, I'm starting to wonder if something may have happened to Celeste many months ago. Now, this was about 16 days ago, before his interview yesterday. So since then, he's done his investigation, he's done his work, and he has came to the conclusion that Celeste has been dead since about February. But why would a family member lie about messaging her or seeing her at a party if the party was not until 2024?
Yeah.
Now, there has been, again, this is all allegedly now.
Yeah.
There's a kid, and we covered this a while back, where he alleged, David was actually showing up in a community that Celeste was from and paying people to be quiet, right?
Yeah, which again, we've seen a picture that pretty much alludes to that. I mean, again, still
could have been anything. Could have been buying some shoes, but off his track record, I'm not gonna lie. I think David should be thrown under the jail at this point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
About seeing her with him. So is it possible that maybe a family member got paid off? I would not imagine which family member will accept payment for something like this. Okay, but y'all let me know in the comment section. What do you guys think about this, man?
Word, man. Y'all already know what it is. I'm gonna keep bringing y'all these updates, man. But this is getting out of hand.
We're getting close.
Close to what? Finding out that David's gonna get away with this shit?
The driver. I feel like finding the driver would probably crack everything open. Because if the driver says David told me to do it, or the driver, I don't know what you're talking about, or da-da-da-da-da, you know what I mean? Then
I don't know, bro. This shit looking, I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think, bro. At this point, it's kind of 50-50. I'm starting to feel like this nigga David might. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. It's gonna be ugly, though.
What if he gets away?
If he gets away with it, people are gonna go insane.
Yeah. But the thing is, if he gets away with it, if the police have any evidence that he actually did anything with her, because she's not here, she can't testify or anything, they would need actual visual evidence.
No, that's what I'm saying. They're he literally would.
They might be able to. No, I'm saying they might be able to arrest him if he has anything of that alludes to that on his computer, phone, any of that shit.
Yeah, but at this point, wouldn't they have already? They seized the computers. They seized all this shit. They would have been seeing that already.
Mm-hmm.
They would have been seeing that already.
They giving bro too much time. I ain't never seen a nigga get this much time to be free after blatantly looking horrific.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. My name's Berto. Where you at, family? Tap into my dog, Bad Boy Feeks channels as well. You already know what it is. I'm gone.
Where you at, Berto?
I made this shit look too easy.